Hello, everybody. We are back again with Articuno Unite League. Tonight, we're going to have DEI Hires versus CCLO. It's Sunday night, beginning of a brand new week, technically. We got work tomorrow. We got whatever we have tomorrow. We have Worlds coming up this week. But let's make some noise for this game right here. We're about to start up draft here in about a moment. Let's check it out. Here we are. All right, some pre-bans are in order. Darkrai, Zacian, Solgaleo are pre-banned. They have bugs, or in Solgaleo's case, they have been just released. Everyone else is pretty much legal, though. So there's that. I'm going to have Corp of CCL first picking the Hoopa, a core engine of this first set of Mons being picked here. Can open up into any sort of team composition they want. Can pivot in a lot of different ways. That's the nature of supports. Not committing to anything too heavy yet. In response, we're going to have DEI Hires. We're going to have Blastoise. We're going to have Espeon. These are some powerful picks, but very pivotable. We don't know what they're revealing just yet, but we're about to find out soon because back on the other side, back on the orange side, we got a Mew and we got a Garchomp. That is pretty revealing. They want to have a strong engagement with the Garchomp. They want to have good secures, a good laning phase with the Mew. And in response to this, we're going to have Mega Lucario, we're going to have Eldegoss, we're going to have a healing support. All right, looks like both teams want to engage pretty heavily. And we're going to have even more engages. We're going to have a Palmont and a Crustle. All right. Their destiny has been set. These are the 5 Mons CCL will be fighting with Hoopa, Mew, Garchomp, Palmont, and Crustle. You're going to have to be very careful with those 2 all-arounders. They get in and things get nasty. On the flip side, last pick, we're going to have Timothy on, I believe, Talonflame. That is an interesting choice. Talonflame will have to be very cognizant of the, let's say, the walls that Crustle is providing. That's most likely the build you will be going with. It will be Rock Tomb and X-Scissor. Speaking of walls, Blastoise doesn't really like walls either. Surf gets blocked out by all the Crustle walls, all the Rock Tombs. Crustle was actually a clutch pick. Mega Lucario actually doesn't really mind too much. They can just go through the walls. But it has to get close enough. It has to get those close combat attacks to get those resets. You can play around that, then you can play around Mega Lucario. That is the key. All right. Looks like both teams are about ready to get scrappy. Loading in. This is game 1. We're just getting started here. About 10, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's pretty late for most, but not too late for me. About to get loaded up here. I surmise that bottom lane exchange should be pretty even. It's most likely going to be Squirtle and Espeon versus Mew and Crustle. Both Espeon and Mew have strong secures early game with Swift and E-Ball respectively. Let's see who gets what kind of secures. But also back on the top side, they have Lucario and Eldegoss versus Hoopa and Gibble. Pivoting back on the bottom. First map is Groudon. He was going for a score here. That's pretty telling. Squirtle already with 11 points, getting the first secure. Massive damage on the Espeon already. Squirtle's like, someone's over there. I don't believe for a second that Mew is gone. He whiffed the water gun, which actually would have been pivotal if he landed it. But another chance for later. That's going to be some easy secures over on the side of purple. And I believe one more water gun push just to be safe. Doesn't even need it. Both taggers like, all right, I got to get to the top. I got things to do. Talonflame is making a mess already at the top. Grabbing a berry. Let's see an eject. There it is. E-Ball whiff too. And another berry. He's just a little escape on his. And oh, KO! Purple team starting really strong here. Getting all the form. They have won the top lane handily. Are we gonna see an engage? Sorry, not an engage, an invade. Just might. Well, they're pushing top pad really hard. Backup's not coming. Jungler has better things to do, and he has to keep up pace. Meanwhile, at the bottom, this poor Squirtle has to fight everyone. He just wants one more piece of farm. And they're not going to give it to Squirtle. He might as well try to stall. Backup's almost here. Backup has arrived. I couldn't get that secure. Unfortunate. Squirtle should reach level 5 soon. They just need one piece of farm. E-ball? Not in time. All right, it is past the 8-minute mark. That means Regi's Roggle is available. Aceman's going to take a chunk out of it with Psyshock. Talonflame flying into the trap of Crustle. He has to back up immediately. The other guy's here to heal off some of the damage. Squirtle attacking in, actually skull bashing in. He wants a piece of that. Regi Drago pivoting towards the top. Puba's already starting to rip it. Palmut's like, let me help you. Secure. Goes to Talonflame. That is a knockout. Back at bottom and top, 720 has arrived. We'll try to create some space. There's the late screen. You can't stop all those scores, and he can't hang around. He's in the threat to fly. More stacks for Talonflame. Last one is going to get out of there. And wait, no. He's actually going to get some farm. Start ripping bottom side. He was just like, well, I might as well get some scores in. I believe Mew is stacking with glasses. Talonflame should break this bottom pad. Yes, that is some free real estate. Mew heading to the top. Looking for backup. Looking to provide some value. That should be an easy secure for Orange team, and it is. There's the Regieleki. They're going to be pushing this pad. Down goes Gabites from Lucario, almost level 9 himself. Passive Solar Beam there, healing off some of that damage with a close combat. Lifesteal on the objective. There it goes. Looks like they're about to land a massive attack. Blastoise coming in first with a major surf, or at least threading it. Lucario getting a big score in, 31 overcap. DEI controlling a commanding lead of 223 to 50. Lucario getting even more damage on the Crustle, but this might be a trap. Lucario shouldn't use his ult, and I don't believe he should have used the eject button either. And look, a wall, but it doesn't matter. He has an eject button. He will get this KO. You spawning back in. You heard the sound here, folks. That was an exciting first half. We're in the middle game now. Both teams resetting. Farm is coming back more available, but more so to the side of Orange team. They've lost some pads here. Russell almost level 9 himself, just about to reach pace. There's Lucario, providing vision. Looks like they're threatening top and bottom. This Blastoise is Rapid Spin Hydro Pump. That's rare. Palmut's moving in, and Crustle, sorry, Garchomp with the finish. There is the Hydro Typhoon from Blastoise. He's all alone out there. He's going to have to rapid spin on out of here. Charging up that power-up punch. Oh, yeah! Crustle ulting in. Not getting caught up. He said, I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to live just a little bit longer. There goes an Ore Cannon from a distance. Mega Lucario is in. Garchomp's getting ulted, but he's going to get KO'd. That's going to be another KO, and a Secure's going to go to Mega Lucario. Traveling all the way down towards the bottom. Oh, Garchomp pushing the pad. Well, pushing the objective away at the cost of its life. Hoopa's ulting in. This is a massive defense here. Espen's ulting in, trying to hold Palmon in place. Palmon's taking massive damage, not enough to secure some defenses with shields. Lucario should go down next promptly. That's a missed solar beam, but Lucario's getting more value on the Hoopa. We got Blastoise trapped like a rat. Another solar beam, and down goes the Regieleki. Speaking of Reggies, there's another one being dealt with right now. Regidrago being torn to pieces. That should be an easy secure for Lucario. Yes, it is. Onto this Crustle. Doesn't have an ult now. He's going to take a lot of massive damage. All right. Next. Well, we're almost in the late. We're in the late game now. Another huge solar beam. Talonflame flying away. Just a whiff. Stored power. Sorry. Size shock. They're going to have to make a hasty retreat. This damage won't stick, though. They have a healing support in Elagos, killing off some of this entry damage, and they also have a bottom pad to escape to. It should be easy to control a lot of space towards the bottom side of the final objective showing up, but they're going to fight for this Registeel, which is going to be huge. All right. They might live to regret that, though. Russell walling him out of that L bush, but is ready to ult. He's going to have to eject out of here. He wants to preserve his life a little bit longer. Mew's almost KO'd. He's going to have to ult himself. Lucario's like, I'm going to start threatening Rip if no one shows up. But they don't have to. They're up by a huge margin. 223 is still 50. Garchomp at the top. Lying in wait. Blastoise, I believe, has vision. These guys are being very aggressive on their side, but I think they have the resources to deal with them. Mew doesn't have an ult, so it's going to have to eject to preserve its life. Espeon's ulting all by itself. Gonna have to eject as well. They're using a lot of resources. Mega Lucario's trying to go in, but he's gonna get KO'd. Hoopa's running away, but Hoopa has an ult, so he can reposition his entire team from the back. Will they take it? They don't have to. There goes Palmot. This is getting slippery. A fly coming in onto Garchomp. Massive damage. Chopping away at the bits. Using that lifesteal on the objective. This should be an easy secure here. They're vaulting everyone out, but Fly's gonna show up about now. Who's taking the secure? They're gonna stop hitting it. Smart! Secure with Mew. Excellent. These guys came to play. That's a knockout on ground on, baby. Good trigger discipline from Garchomp. He baited out the Fly. Once he saw Fly, he just stopped hitting it. Made Talonflame look like a fool. Now, uh-oh. They're not out of the woods yet. They actually have to score. You coming in with the backup. Someone's got to score. Down goes Blast. Down goes Garchomp. But it worked out. That's 100. And now they're in the lead. Mew's getting another score in. 56. 28. The deed is already done. Not bad. CCL with the comeback. It was looking really dicey, but they caught an overextension from Lucario, who was smelling blood in the water. He saw a lot of ejects being used. He saw a lot of ults being used, and he thought he could get a cleanup, but he couldn't quite get it. He didn't need to press his... He didn't need to press so hard into the enemy jungle. It was really up to Orange Team, CCL, to make the moves. They were behind by a lot, so they had to rip and secure the objective if they want like have enough points to actually score with. Bit of an overextension from DEI hires, but you live and you learn. Final score here for the game one is 223 to 334. Checking out the details page, we're going to have Tap, MVP, 5 KOs, 4 assists, 84 overall rating with 123 points scored. That should be a good amount of damage on the battle data. That's about 46, around about what you would expect. Mew, however, doing some good damage, 66,000 damage dealt overall, being a good damage dealer, being a good attacker, a lot of entry damage. Is being healed off by AG Dragon on the Eldegoss, which is part of that dynamic of having a healing support. It makes the opponent play a certain way. They have to gather around the healer if they want to get the heals. And that provides an opening for the team. Good work. All right, we're gonna start getting the next game set up for you guys, so don't go away. All right, onwards to the next match. Both teams are ready very quickly, so we can get round two started. Well, this is still All Star Draft, so those previous 10 months that were chosen are now gone. Let's see what will be the next 10. I will say so far the bands are looking to be the same. Psyduck, Reshiram. Reshiram is a pretty powerful mon. It is like a cracked out Delphox, always moving, always shooting, always A pressing, always doing damage, and has a built in stun with its ultimate. Every third use, it calls in help from its buddy Reshiram. Sorry, Zekrom. Summoning lightning and stunning the opponent. That is difficult to deal with. Bands are the same so far. Umbreon, Machamp, Alligator, Snorlax. We're gonna have HE first picking Blissey. That is a strong first choice. Who will Blissey be enhancing? That is the question. Back on Orange Team, we're gonna have two picks. We're gonna have a defender in Mamoswine, a very strong defender. Two powerful ones were used. Previous game, we had Blastoise and Crustle being used. So those are two premium defenders already gone, and two are being banned right now. So there's not that many left. I'm going to have Mamoswine being accompanied by Miraidon, a good range attacker, providing a lot of sustained damage. Back on the side of purple, back on the side of DEI hires. We're going to have a Mr. Mime. We're going to have a double support composition. That is pretty popular when a team doesn't want to use a defender. They use double supports. One support kind of acts as the defender. And in this situation, that will be Mr. Mime with walls, I'd imagine. We're going to have an early speedster pick in Galarian Rapidash. He's Hoshizora on piling this Mon already. That is pretty telling. Back at the side of CCL, we're going to have two more picks. We're going to have, it looks like, a support and an all-rounder. We're going to have Clefable, a healing support, and we're also going to have Surfetch, Surfetch is a pretty good all-arounder. Does a lot of good damage. Has mobility, has defenses, has peel, has engage. This mon could do a lot. Damage was toned down since release. I mean, it was doing a little bit too much for how strong a defenses were, especially on the special defensive end. Last two picks over for DI hires, purple team. We're going to have Timothy on Sylveon, most likely Hyper Voice Sylveon, and we're going to have an early pick of Mewtwo X. I'm a huge fan of the Mewtwo, so I always love seeing them. I think they're in a decent spot right now, especially Mewtwo X being buffed up a bit. Reducing the cooldowns, because let's be honest, 10-second cooldowns on moves is a little too ridiculous. Mons are good because they have access to their options, so if Alon it's a 10-second cooldown, he doesn't really have much access to his options now, does he? Last pick, we're going to have a Greninja here as the attacker. Greninja is a peculiar case. He is part speedster. He has gap closing abilities, a lot of wood burst damage, and mobility. He's not a bad choice. He might be able to keep the Rapidash in line, but that's a big might. I'm going to take a moment to update the overlays with the score real quick. CCL's on the board 1-0. They're leading the pack. You guys should be able to see that about now. Yep, there it is. Whoop. Hit the wrong button. There he is. There we are. Okay. Mewtwo X heading to the top with its Chansey. We're going to have an invade from Swinub, moving at very quick speeds, slowing down this Rapidash. We're going to have Froakie all by itself in the jungle. At the bottom, we're going to have Miraidon trying to get these secures, but it's going to have a bit of a hard time. Well, not that hard of a time. He actually got that secure. Back to the Swinub at hand. He can actually fight this Rapidash right now. It's a favorable matchup. Yep, he got it. And his Focus Band proc. He's about to win that tackle attack. Actually, doesn't need it. Well, he got both buffs. He took down the jungler. No one came to help. All right, cool. We'll take it. Back at the top, Doom and Gloom. I believe Mewtwo got KO'd. He had to walk back in. They're all over this Surfetch, but Surfetch using Fury Cutter, getting massive damage and some crits. Yep, kicking DI hires off the pad, and they're getting some stacks in. Do they re-invade? I believe he should. He's already on it. Who's gonna stop them? That Ponyta? Oh. Well, it's a Rapidash now. Uh-oh. That leaves Greninja off that top red buff. He's just gonna have to get out of here. Does he run to the other side to get the farm that's currently unavailable? The fight of Pillow-Swine and Mr. Mime here. There's a tackle attack. He doesn't want to get stuck with a smart strike. Greninja moving towards his jungle. It's 8 minutes. Regidrago is now available. Well, here's Rapidash surveying the land. This Pillow-Swine is just bullying this speedster. Incredible. They're trying to control center stage. They want this Regidrago. They want and need this universal experience. Looks like they're about to have it. That is a knockout and secure for Regidrago on DI hires. There is the smart strike. Sorry, the side strike on the X. That is a skewed matchup. He can't do much against that Surfetch. Meanwhile, at the bottom, speaking of skewed matchups, that was basically a wipe at the bottom. More scores going in. Ice Fanging. Memo's at level 7. back to invading into the jungle. There's the hyper voice. Everyone's scattering. They're gonna have to try to get their hands on somebody. Looks like they've caught a Clefable, who's X-speeding and healing his way out of there. Back towards the bottom, they got the secure on Regieleki. Not bad at all. Now they're moving in. Well, Siva got a Reggie steal. That's pretty good. That's going to be much needed experience. They're in a bit of a panic right now. There's another hyper voice. Couldn't quite get the KO, and Mewtwo got the kill. That's a lot of experience right there. He's almost level 9. Oh, they might have caught this rapid dash. Nope. Got bailed out. Right now, we have a level 10 Greninja. Excellent pacing. Granted, purple team's not too far behind. Getting up on them. Scores 24 to 117. Could be worse, honestly. They're doing a good job of hanging in there. That charge beam was too powerful, and there goes a Mewtwo ult. A bit late to help out bottom, but it was mainly for top. Taking out the Greninja. Mewtwo is at level 11. Here's another side strike. That's an Ice Fang, but Mewtwo X doesn't seem to mind too much. He's being pocketed by his Blissey. A lot of extra damage. Another side strike. He will not be stunned. That move has damage reduction and hindrance resistance. It's a pretty strong move. That's why it has such a long cooldown. 2X Mega Evolving here. A lot of extra damage. They don't want to push this pad. It's going to be a tough fight to beat. They're going to back up a little bit. Getting ready for this top objective, which is going to be a Reggie of Mystery. Rhydon is here. Getting jumped by the Rapidash, but won't be stunned. He's still going to be dropping Justice raining from above. Here comes a Mr. Mime Bump, but there's no follow-up just yet. There's a Smart Strike. There's an ultimate. Down goes Greninja, but down goes Sylveon. V2X moving in. That's another Side Strike. He is now Mega Evolved. Will he push the pad? No points. He Mega Evolved to use up all his points, so he can't score with that. Oh, Rapidash is kind of stalling a bit here towards the enemy pad. Giving Mewtwo-X a time to rip it. But Mewtwo-X doesn't really rip objectives very fast. And Rapidash gets the secure. Very clutch. About time they make the retreat. Well, CCO doesn't really want to engage with that. They're going to leave it alone. CCO still in a good spot. They have both their pads available, especially the bottom pad. We're going to have Timothy, the Sylveon, rotate towards the bottom. All by himself there. A bit of a stalemate up top, a 3-on-3. Not much is getting done, but we're going to have Rapidash going for a back cap at the bottom. Unimpeded. Bottom pad still holds, but that's 40 points. Narrowing the gap. Mamoswine is moving in, getting some KOs. Here comes Sirfetch'd, backing them up. Can he save Mr. Mime? No, he's going to go for the kill. That's a Smart Strike. Stunning though. Oh, Greninja. He's in danger. He's trying to get the kills on a Mr. Mime, but it wasn't worth it. In the meantime, we're going to have Mamoko bringing the top pad. Another Hyper Voice. That's a lot of damage. Proc the Focus Band, but it still got the KO. And what a time to lose a Focus Band. We're like nearing the 2-minute mark. Rhydon is here to provide a lot of entry damage. Keeping this Rapidash in check. Smart Strike cannot stop the charge beaming Rhydon, who is hindrance resistant. A lot of big fights, but CCL is extending their lead. 105 to 216. Both top pads are gone on the side of purple team. DEI hires. Mamoswine is towards the bottom side of the pit. Gaining vision. Doesn't really see anyone just yet. Lacey's by the objective. Bush checking herself. Moving her way towards the center. Amo's about to get some vision here. If he checks their bottom L Bush. Well, they were expecting that side. You should see him right there. All right. They're coming from their L bush. Mamo whiffing the Ice Fang. There's a charge beam entry damage. Rapidash trying to find its way in. They might just have to settle for the, Morat. Oh, Mamo has ulted, but so has Mr. Mime to not get stunned. Moving towards the Greninja. Whiffed on the sun there. But Rapidash is all over there, getting a KO on Greninja. That's huge. Another Hyper Voice. Another ult from Mewtwo X. That's an Ice Fang. Mr. Mime might go down here, but so does Sirfetch'd. There's a Rapidash ult. Trying to steal them away, but getting stunned there with an Ice Fang. Ron's trying to get as much damage as possible, but he goes down, and that's a team wipe. Double KO for Sylveon. DI hires holds. D2X has Mega Volt, so he's able to rip objectives now. That's a secure for Rapidash on Groudon. A lot has happened. That was a very busy body objective. They have the lead currently, 229 to 216. They have a Groudon buff. It'd be nice to get one score in to pretty much seal the deal. Mamo's out of position there. Gonna get KO'd for it. Groudon's trying to get a lot of entry damage. But Purple team has the numbers advantage. And they're still getting major damage. Greninja's trying to ult in. Getting some kills here, but it's gonna cost them. Mewtwo X is gonna have to back up. His health is low. Honestly. Oh, that's a whiff on the Sirfetch'd ult. Not getting stunned by anybody. Rapidash got the score in. Not quite. He's going to get KO'd for that. Yep, there it is. Mewtwo's like, all right, I have an idea. Let me just score it. Clefable had that idea, but a little too late. He won't be able to get there and score in time. All right, another competitive game here. Game 2's in the history books. DI Hires takes that game. 339 to 216. That was a close one. And I do mean close. Well, let's take a look at the details page here. IKEA shoes, Mewtwo X. What would his shoe size be? It would be like 13 probably. He has long feet, but like he walks like on like his tippy toes, so like would he get like heels? I don't know. Anyway, MVP here, 85 MVP rating, 4 kills, 4 assists apiece. Much deserved. Checking out the battle data here. 72,000 damage, 88,000 damage for Mewtwo X and Galarian Rapidash respectively, but Gorilla Glue with 107,000 damage dealt. Whoa, wait, whoa. 9 KOs. He was fighting them. He was poking at them. Slash. Couldn't quite get the W here, but now without trying with a tremendous effort. Well, 1 game apiece. We have a set here. This is a best of 5, so look forward to more games. We'll be right back. Well, wouldn't you know, these guys are on top of things. Already telling me the map, who wants what pick, that they're ready. Like as soon as the game ends. I love to see it. This is great. I wish more teams would follow in these guys' example. You hear that? Communicate frequently and quickly with your TOs. They put in a lot of work setting this up for you guys. And they're not your babysitters. Anyway, check out the bands again. Same as before. Psyduck, Umbreon, that Forearm Freak, Snorlax, Reshiram, Alligator. Though they might throw a curveball. We don't know yet. There's still time in the banning phase. You guys don't actually have to ban anything. That is optional. Most people don't know that. There's Reshiram and Feraligatr. All right, nothing's changed just yet. My boy Reshiram looking wide in the portrait. Oh my goodness. I just realized that. Anyway, first pick going back to CC Yellow. Orange team. What do we got? First pick. They've typically been picking supports or defenders. There's still some defenders yet, but there's plenty of supports and there's plenty of healing supports. We're going to have Alcremie. Alcremie still gets the job done. Back to purple team. Back to DI hires. Feeling hot after that game win. Tying up the set 1-1. We're going to have, looks like a Snorlax. Sorry, Slowbro. I always get those two mixed up for some reason. Slowbro. And looks like we're going to have another healing support. We're going to have Comfey. Uh-oh. You see a Comfey, you expect a Dive Bomb. Either a Speedster or an All-Arounder. Urshifu, for example, is still on the table. That is a nasty mix. Back to orange. We're going to have two All-Arounders. Okay, what we got? Let's see who they're going to commit to. Yveltal. Yeah, Yveltal's still up. That's a strong attacker. And we're going to have Serena. A pretty strong all-arounder. All right. These guys aren't hiding anything. They're just picking some big guns. Speaking of big guns, look at Buzzwole. Look at him flex. He came to play. Hoshizora getting an attacker pick in. The Mon with infinite potential, such as Latios, Mr. Latino, Blue Boy himself. Latios is a good pick. There's a healing support. There's a Mon that's going to be leaving cakes on the floor. Those are going to be hot spots for Draco Meteor. And it's also a Trevenant. Trevenant is an excellent defender. These guys tend to pick the defenders last, I'm noticing. They're trying to find the best defender for the job. They're like, hey, which defender's going to get the most mileage? They already picked theirs first. That's fine. But who's going to get good mileage? They have a Buzzwole. They have Slowbro, Comfey, and Latios. Trevenant still fits the bill. Doesn't really mind. Doesn't really care about anybody. If it gets in there with a good Hornleech and a good Warhammer, it's going to be very disruptive, which is what Trevenant wants. Last pick here, Timothy, on the speedster roll on Zoroark. So you know what that means. You're going to expect to see a lot of Comfey Zoroark. So now, that is a powerful combination. However, they're putting their eggs essentially in one basket. So if they deal with the Zoroark, there's like a 99% chance they also deal with the Comfey. And now they're done an extra player. And on the side of CC Yellow, they have two Mons with the Bound property. They have Mimikyu with an ult. They also have Serena with an ult. These are good isolation tools. Zoroark is running full heal, so it could kind of counteract the Serena ult if he pops the full heal first. But there's a lot of stuns to deal with. You have a Trevenant, you have your Yveltal, Serena, Mimikyu. This is going to be tough. And the early game's going to be a bit slow due to the Latios, but Zoroark should be able to try to snowball early in their favor. Let's see this sequence of events here. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought we needed to do a pause. That Kofi was a little late, but it's fine. No one yelled at me. We're going to have Slow, Poke, and Latios heading towards the bottom. We're going to have Phantup and Serena. That cute little apple. That's an interesting bottom lane here. I'm not sure. Slow Poke has the strongest secure. Serena's going to go for a backup. Taking massive damage here. Going to have to X-Speed out of here. No, it's a full heal. Yep, that's a KO. That's about what I expected. This is going to be a skewed bottom lane. Back at the top, we're going to have Bustle and... Bustle in the support against Alcremie and Yveltal. That's still going to be tough to deal with. Yveltal still, even this early, is doing a lot of damage. But Bustle has a mean secure. The Felstinger. Zoroark is here with its Comfey. It's getting ready to rock. Mewtwo's not ready to have its showdown yet with that jungler up top. He's going to move towards the bottom. Let's check it out here. Mimikyu didn't even engage, but it's tough to engage when you have Slowbro just surfing in. Back at the top. Yep. A flawless victory up top, basically. And some stacks. Do we invade? Yes, we do. It has been spotted. And all hands on deck. They're swarming in. Zoroark's like, something's not right. It's very quiet here. It's quiet. Too quiet. Be careful. It's a trap. All right, things have come down here a bit. We're going to have Comfey set up these lower the farm so Bustle can get more of its stacks. Bustle is pretty much unsupervised up here. We're going to have, Yveltal and Mimikyu heading up to the top. Bustle has stacked enough. Take this. That slow smoke won't be enough, you fiend. No, it actually will be enough. Zoroark is here for the backup. It's unfortunate Mimikyu went down. He cannot afford to fall behind from the Zoroark. Zoroark wants to snowball heavily. And it has a good first step. That is a secure from Regidrago and then a quick secure at that. There goes the snowball. Yveltal's taking a lot of damage. Bustle's gonna break that. I agree. You know, I'm curious. I wonder what moveset Latios is running. All right, interesting. It is running Draco Meteor. That's to be expected, honestly. That is 3 meteors. That means at least 25 Eon stacks. Got Shadow Snook. Taking a lot of damage. Able to live that. He has an eject button. If you out of position, it's going to have to back up. Trying to create some space. That is a secure for Yveltal. Trying getting a one hammer in. Rock for these guys, and Regieleki for these guys. Well, it's all getting that easy score in. Trevenant pushing away the Regieleki, though. Well, that's an interesting choice. It went in. That's an easy score here. But no one's around. Bustle's by itself. Bustle cannot fight Trevenant by rights. He can't do that. Not equipped for it. Not strong enough. Not now, at least. Zoroark waiting for a potential counter push. They're not fighting. They are fighting down here. An ult on Trevenant. Trying to take down this Latios. Mimikyu getting an easy KO with an ult secure. Trevenant moving in. Trevenant does have an ult. Slowbro doesn't. But they're looking to save that ult on the Zoroark. There it is! Full heal's too late! KO! Volto ulting in. Has to aim at the farm. They're going to have to take it. They don't want to push that pad anymore. They're going to back up here. Alright, they got a pivotal KO on the Zoroark. Now the snowballing's pretty much stopped. Buzz will flexing in, holding top position, trying to get some vision here. Latios moving on towards the bottom. That's 4 meteors. That's at least 50 Eon stacks. That was 5 meteors. That's at least 75 stacks. Oh no, Shadow Sneak! Someone help! That's a KO. That's an ult on Trevenant. That's not going to do anything. Mimikyu ulting, yep. Ulting that guy. He's going to try to live. Hard Leech, one hammer. Where do you think you're going, Sunny Boy? Sunny Boy, Sun Guy. KO. Trevenant. I love Trevenant. Handling business. Double KO. Horn Leech into the bush. Good awareness. But Bustle uppercutting them into the group, but that's not going to be enough. Down by ult again, getting major damage. Down goes Serena. Zoroark's back, and he is pissed. Yveltal's like, help. He almost KO'd him right there. Trevenant's like, I'm on the way. Wait, my backup. No! Double KO for Latios. Getting good stacks. I believe that's 6 meteors. That means at least 100 Eon stacks and counting. And a Regirock to boot. Another objective. These guys are on the ball. Yep, there it is. Zoroark at level 12 and a half, almost 13 pretty soon. Getting slowed down a bit. These guys are keeping their eye on the prize. If they deal with Zoroark, then they have a good chance of winning team fights. Now, purple team's going for the Regieleki, which is nice and all, but they're giving up a bottom pad to do so. Oh, no, at least all of it. Well, not all of it. Bottom pad still remains. That's important. Get the stage control for the bottom pad, for the bottom section of the map. Especially the pit area. Another ground-on fight coming in hot. This is only game 3. Serena has been ousted into her L-Bush. Getting some surf entry damage. Oh, just surf again. Take this. That is a setup on telekinesis. I'm gonna heal that off. Just keep shooting them. I mean, why not? If you're healing Trevenant, you're not gonna be healing everyone else. Take another one. Why not? They moved in. Yep. Get that. Oh no! He got ulted. He got freed and sniped away. Alcremie too slow with the ult. Zoroark's having a field day. Serena ulting the bus wall. That is a KO. Now goes Alcremie. Trevenant's like, oh man, don't that beat all. There it goes. Serena's the last one standing and it can't quite do it. Uh-oh. That objective's gonna fly fast. Serena's gonna have a tough time getting its way in. There's a shadow sneak. Never say die. He got it! No. No way he got that. CCL stealing another objective. Yveltal getting a triple KO. The points are flying in. And that will seal the deal here, pretty much. There's almost no more time to rally. There is no more time to rally. Zoroark's trying to make a difference, but he's getting melted. But so is Yveltal. Alcremie's just stalling for however long it can. It bought it some seconds. DI Hire's moving at full speed. Trevenant's about to come into the clutch. Watch this, baby. Where do you think you're going? Your run ends here. Stop that. This is my pet. It belongs to me. Final score. Yep. 383 to 472. CC Yellow does it again. Details, details, details. Tap MVP this time around. 7 to 6. 6 KOs. I'm not falling for that. 100 points scored, 87 all overall MVP rating. They have stopped the Zoroark. They have slowed him down enough. Battle data supports this. 70,000 damage dealt for Mimikyu. Pretty good numbers. Latios, more impressive numbers. 82,000 damage dealt. He was bringing down the Justice, raining from above. He was bringing down the Meteors. He was doing his job. But they just couldn't quite get the secure there on the objective. It was actually falling on Mimikyu. My goodness. These guys are ready to play already. I have to go get that set up, but we're going to keep talking here. If memory serves, they're probably just going to go Groudon again. Looks like DEI hires wants the first pick. And they're going to have it. Moving on to game 4. This has been an exciting set. Pretty neck and neck. I believe we might go into a game 5, but CCL might seal the deal here. Looking to end this early. They all got work tomorrow. And I want to keep up the charade any longer. Yep, as I've guessed, the map is Groudon. What a thunk. I believe Groudon is the most fun objective out of the 3. If you could, whether you're behind or ahead, Groudon is such a threat of an objective or of a buff. You don't want to give it up. It's so much firepower. Can't leave that on the table like that. Yeah, we got some new followers. What's up, Kyle and Albatross? Thanks for joining in. This has been a pretty exciting set. Just waiting for the go ahead and we can start. That's some people. I believe everyone is ready. Let's begin again. Let's begin anew. Yes, they has knocked out the ground on objective last game. Well, game 4 time. Let's see these bands. They should be the same. Let's see. There's still plenty of supporters left. Not that many defenders. And plenty of everything else. So far, there should only be about 30. Well, hold on. There should be about 38 bands currently. I'm including the 6 bands that are about to happen. I'm still waiting for a subversion for these bands. There's the first one. There is the band of Wigglytuff and a band of Machamp. Oh, someone's up, and everyone knows who it is. Somebody's up. A certain attacker's up. That needs to be swiped up immediately. Reshiram, there it is. Strongest attacker in the game right now. He just does damage. You point at them, you do damage. You point at them again, you do more damage. You point at them a third time, you stun them, and then you do more damage. How to deal with this Reshiram? Let's see. CCL has some ideas. Delmize might be a good idea. If it can ult the Reshiram and like it should be able to do that. That ult range is actually full screen. Then it can deal with it. They're going to have some mid-range control with Suicune. CCL pulling out all the stabs. They're trying to end this set early. And well, I know you guys are back at home that you guys want to see a game 5. Back over on DEI hires, we're going to have an Articuno. We're going to have a Latias. We're going to have a Miss Latina. No Latios anymore. That was previously picked. She's too late. Back over on Orange Team, we're going to have a Vaporeon. Umbreon's on Vaporeon. And we're also going to have Intel. Some much needed range. They're picking Mons to deal with that Reshiram. They're not playing around this time. And last pick, we're going to have a gap closer in Absol. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, I will say this Articuno is going to have going to have his work cut out. Not only does it have to do area denial, but to do this effectively, they're going to have to really maintain their pads as hard as possible, especially the bottom pad. They're going to really want Orange Team to run into them. Articuno is an area denial kind of defender, not so much of an active one. Not so much of an active. How should I put this? Not gap closer, but an active area control. Aggressive area control. Not like a Blastoise who could like surf up and like create space. There we go. Articuno doesn't create space like that. It just denies space. That's a good way to put it. Loading in for a game number 4. CCL leading the pack 2-1. They're on match point. The guy hires is in the hot seat. If they don't win this, they're eventually going to be DEI fires. Those are the jokes, people. All these wonderful platforms being shown off. We got the TikTok, we got the YouTube, and especially we got the Twitch. Welcome to pick your favorite one. At the bottom lane, we're going to have Charcadet. That's soon going to be an Armorage, sorry. We have Articuno. There's no stopping that score. You should be focusing on that on the farm. But there's a Sobble who's going to out-secure everyone. Along with a Vaporeon. A pretty strong start at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, back at the top, we're going to have Suicune the lane bully with a Delmise. Whenever it does attacks, it's going to generate some shields. That's going to be tough to beat. Reshiram clears farm very fast. Is already at the top lane. Followed by Absol. There he is. 9 out of 5. Clock's running down to the 850 mark. More farms going to be competed for. The Swablu and the 1-0 tower are going to show up to pop and bottom lane. Take 3-on-3 on top. Well, if you ask me, the secures in the favor of Orange Team. Like that. Uh-oh, a lot of damage for Delmise, but it's going to have to back up. And that's the power right now of Reshiram. Just so much damage at the mid-range. It's hard to deal with right now. They don't have the tools. At the bottom, Saul's almost level 5 with the water gun somehow. That was weird. Armorage is evolved level 5, shooting the arm cannon with the Mega Buster. Looking like Proto Man out there. Massive damage and another secure on the farm. They're going to start backing up. Denying the Sobble farm as long as possible. Articuno knows just where to go. Deny him, deny him, deny him. Make him wait. It is past the 8-minute mark. Regidrago is available. It's going to rotate to the bottom first. Reshiram's like, oh, give me that. I'm already on it. Absol hovering at the top side. There he is, getting some KOs. Some objectives are flying in. That is a Regidrago knockout. Uh-oh, Delmise is in danger, but so is Leafeon. Freeze him, but that's not gonna be enough. KO. Double KO for Reshiram. Absol's too low to help anymore. That Articuno was hovering over its legendary brother. That's a part of the job. You must pocket. If he lives, he'll kill him. Guaranteed. All right, a bit of a... not much is going to happen here. That's a KO'd. Whoa! Dragon Chiro on out of here. They're going to have to back up, but they'll live that one. That's a bit of a whiffed ult. I guess he's going to save his stun for later. That is a secure there. Regirock at the bottom. Orange team, and do you hear that, Howls? Do you hear this Reshiram? He wants to get some KOs here. How? 40 bomb coming in. 30 bomb, no choice, no chance. Time to break a retreat. No, get over here. Back shot. Watch your 6. Armor Ridge moving up, or he shouldn't. He's just going to have to give up that objective. That is going to be a Regieleki for the orange team. Reshiram is moving up as fast as it can, trying to hold it down for his team. Orange team's going to disengage a little bit. They really here for the farm. No pads are broken yet. Scores 143 to 47. Anyone's game right now. Leafeon getting some stacks at the bottom. Breaking the bottom, that's huge. Absol's right there. They don't want to engage the Leafeon just yet because they don't know who else is there. All right, oh, that's a big hook shot. Take this, and that, and this, and that. KO. Absol ulting the Leafeon ult for the invincibility frames, but that's not going to be enough. That's going to be a snipe on Delmise. KO on the Vaporeon. Reshiram calling in his homeboy Zekrom. He got called in. Get over here. No follow-up, though. 40 bomb with the score. Latias. KO on the Delmise. Both pads are broken on the side of CC Yellow. DEI hires playing like they want to keep their jobs. Playing like they want a game 5. Another stun on the Suicune. That's a KO and an easy one. Absol's trying to think, hey, what do I do here? I got to get the farm I can. They're stealing all my stuff. Snipe shot on the Articuno, but not too much. Backing up. A lot of objective, a lot of farms available. Skills being worked with on the bottom. Very, very quickly. That's a secure. What's Leafeon up to? Trying to get a sucker. Oh, it stepped off the bush. Oh, there's always a Regidrago here in the middle. No one's quite going for it, but we're going to have Vaporeon going for a back cap. Trying to get more points on the board. Another easy secure. Regieleki. Purple team. Well, they're going to give up a pad for that. Little excursion. Articuno ulting in. Suicune ulting in. That pad went in. When Con is activated. Tana, back up. Oh, shot in the back of the head. No. Reshiram, it's time to leave, bro. Oh, hook shot. Retreat. Disengage. I repeat, disengage. Score is 287 to 127. That's another Regidrago that's going to disappear in about 2 seconds. Whatever form is available at 2:30 will disappear. It's time to focus on the final objective. Suicune over there, I believe, dying for ult charge. That's not a bad idea. Porygon heading to the top. Bush checking. It's a little low level 10 right now. Running Muddy Water. Gonna get the KO on the Leafeon. No chance. Leafeon's being quick and nimble. All right. TCL controlling top side. Meanwhile, DEI is controlling everywhere else. They're technically sandwiched right now. Leafeon gets to chill out right now. This is a dangerous spot to be in for Orange Team. They are sandwiched, but Absol's managing the flank right now. Leafeon wants to go in so bad. It's up to the rest of the team outside of the species to make some noise. No Snipe Touch are landing just yet. Delmice is taking massive damage. That's a KO. The balance has been broken. Absol might have to investigate that. No, he's not budging. Let's take a look at this stalemate. Yep. That's what I thought. Back over here at the rest of the fight. All right, Absol's moving down. That means Leafeon gets to move down. Right now, DE Hires doesn't have to do too much. They're just guarding the pit. They got stage control now. Leafeon lying in wait. Absol knows he's up there. Reshiram's in danger. No! He couldn't quite do it. Leafeon's a little bit late. Hey, oh! Getting a pick on Vaporeon. That's a double KO. Absol's like, I gotta rip this right now. It's less than 30 seconds left. Articuno's like, stop, thief. He's gonna ult. He's gonna secure. They just have to stop basically one goal. There's one pivotal goal they have to stop. They have to stop Delmice. That's it. Pour your resources. Stop Delmice. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's enough. Close but no cigar. That final play took a bit too long. Time is up. Final score 367 to 253. This is a 10 set. We're at game 5 like we all wanted. Yes, everyone's in agreement. Pretty sure. MVP is going to be IKEA shoes. 2 pairs of shoes for the Leafeon. They got 4 feet, 6 KOs, 3 assists, 83 overall rating, 108 points scored. Doing a good job of managing the flank, but I'm gonna give props where props is due. The Absol is doing a very good job of managing the team's flank, putting that Leafeon that basically had a stalemate for the entire time. Good stuff. Got 10 KOs, 2 assists. He was dominating the game and got the objective to boot, but it just wasn't enough. Not enough time left. Oh, oops. They didn't get the knockout. It was actually Orange Team who got the ground on knockout. I gotta give them their flowers at least. Battle data, a bit of a low damaging game. It was a chess match for positioning everywhere they went. The kind of games you want to see. These are the real numbers. Those are numbers actually look like. Not those skewed 80,000 plus games. That's not real. Come on. Anyway. We're going to get set up for this final game, game 5. We're finally here. It's been a long journey, but everything has come to an end. We're going to have CCL on first pick, and the map is going to be, you guessed it, Groudon. Wow, what a set right here. I'm going to get this set up proper. Groudon, yes. They're going to want first pick, yes. Just waiting on the go ahead. Everyone should be ready pretty soon. Hey, how you guys doing? This has been an amazing set. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad you guys are a part of it. This Sunday night. Appreciate you guys coming down and saying hey and checking out the stream. Showing a lot of love for this league we got. And we got Worlds coming up. That's exciting, right? Get to see. This is going to be like the last Worlds, probably, that United's a part of. And then we're going to journey into the unknown. Endless possibilities. All right, everyone is ready. That means we're ready too. Let's hop in it. Game 5. The last banning phase. Everything must come to an end. It always sucks being the team that picks like the broken mon and losing with it. It feels like such a waste of time. It wasn't. That restaurant was cooking, but like it just got in a little too close. Just a little too close. Well, technically they did win, so it just feels like they lost because they didn't get grounded, but they actually did win. So restaurant absolutely did its job. Credit where credit is due. Well, what will they ban now? I see a Sableye ban. Wigglytuff might be worth keeping the ban, but they might stick to Snorlax. Someone on CCL doesn't believe in banning for a change. Checking to make sure it wasn't an accident. Doesn't look. Oh, they wanted an Umbreon pick. There it is. Those slick little devils. We want Umbreon. We want this defender at the end. That's a good defender to end with. How will DEI hires respond? They're trying to keep their jobs. They're trying to stay hired. Well, I see a Lapras. I see a healing support in Meganium. This is good stuff. There is the Wigglytuff going on the side of CC Yellow. Umbreon's on Wigglytuff and Quirp on Umbreon. What a bizarre world. We have regular Lucario, most likely E-Speed Lucario. We're going to have a Meowth. That's right. Meowth's going to have its work cut out for it, but it might do Payday in response. There is a Sniper alert. There is Decidueye. This is a good choice. Outrange these fools. We'll struggle a little bit in the early game. One Sniper deserves another. We might see a Venusaur. I do agree with this pick. We got to stay competitive range to range. And last picking on Metagross. There's a Metagross, so a good mage would be ideal. It's like these guys have read my mind. That's a Delphox, but you might be a little. Wait, hold on. They're not doing that. They saw shields. We don't like shields. I'm going to pick Tyranitar. This is a gamble. This is high risk, high reward. The level curve, The level curve's not too great on the side of DEI hires. That might be their undoing from jump. Meanwhile, on the side of Orange Team, they have a balanced level curve. They got some early scalers. Lucario actually is a good laner. They have 2 late scalers on Venusaur and Metagross. They're just going to be relying on those 2 heavily. Lucario is going to be act as a bit of an assassin with A-Speed, managing the off angles, dealing with that Meowth. Well, these are still a comprehensive team. This is it, folks. Game 5. Show me your stuff. It's about to go down. All right, bottom lane, as you know, we're going to have our attacker and defender. Lapras and Rowlet. T-Tar's a jungler. They should invade him. Speaking of, he already got the memo. We're going to have Meowth up top with Chikorita going up against Lucario and Umbreon. Let the invasion begin. They had to have known that T-Tar's going to get invaded. They had to have known Larvitar's going to get invaded. They should send someone to chaperone. Speaking of which, they're going to send a Plesiosaur. Here comes Lapras. Slow down there. Just roll. Lapras getting the buff. That's A-okay. Umbreon's is like, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. The balance has been maintained. More farm from the Rowlet, so it actually kind of works out a little bit. Back at the top, we're going to have... Uh-oh, Matang. Lucario's about to get KO'd here. Yep. Now he's going to get hit with a clap back. But he wasn't the jungler. Pupitar's heading up. An evolution for an Eevee to an Umbreon. Chikorita's like, whoa, 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 whoa. When Umbreon reached level 4, you needed to stay on that pad. Pupitar's like, hey, I can't help. I'm just going to get some fun where I can. Back at the bottom. Yep, this is what I expected. The earlier level curve for Orange Team is paying dividends right now. And it's time to invade this Pupitar. He cannot get momentum. Seize him! Seize him! Went to the wall. Good. He lives to fight another day. He's going to have to give up on that jungle. Meanwhile, we're going to have Ivysaur take their own jungle. Looks like he got the blue buff at least. Chikorita. You should have known they were never going to let you go. Excuse me. These guys are being bullied. There's the Astados to slow them down. They're backing up this Larvitar as much as they can. There's the mean look. Goodbye. I was running a lot today. Sneezing. Here's some scores going in. More stacks for everyone. Umbreon and Matang alike. That should be a KO on. Yep. Jigglypuff goes down, and there's the levels for Bayleaf. Grass nodding, but it won't be able to get away. There's another mean look. Umbreon is very mean. All right, this Larvitar, this Pupitar, sorry, is almost level 8. It's just biding its time. It's about to get invaded again. They're scared of this thing, rightfully so. That's an ult. Just get rid of it. There's an eject. It's going to live to fight another day. Now, Orange Team is making that right call, absolutely. Invade this Larvitar, Pupitar, whatever, as much as possible. But I will say, DEI Hires is doing a very good job of biding their time. They're hanging it in there. They just need to hang in there a little bit longer. Mid-game's about to pull up. Get their levels. Get them as however you can. If you have to give us some farm, fine. If you have to give us some objectives, fine. If you have to give us some positioning, fine. That's a secure for Regirock and Regidrago, respectively. Bottom pad is broken, but that's a small price to pay because we got a Tyranitar available. All right, this team fight's gonna be very different. Step on them. Step on them, Tyranitar. Speak your truth, homeboy. Step on them. That's right. Don't let them go. You want to invade me, huh? Take this. And the pad is broken right now? It's defenseless. Get in there, T-Tar. Get that score. KO. And a with Venusaur ult. Oh, that's a solo beam. That hurts. That is a woo. That's a grass knot. You're not going nowhere. Yep. Now the team fight is very different. And the lead is the Tyranitar. Level leader, 11. Uh-oh. The Sandroid, someone just growing in the background, is at level 10 himself. Is very different team fights now. This is now the mid game. Orange team has prepared as best they can. DI hire is prepared well. There. It's competitive. These people are trying to get whatever farm they can siphon. Venusaur getting some farm, whatever it can siphon. There is Venusaur moving way back to its pad, moving to safety. There is a Solar Beam, but hey, we always got a healing support. Meganium healed the team. Another snipe shot, but it's going to get healed off by Wish. I'm going to have to give props to both teams. They always have some kind of healing in every game. Massive damage to the T-Tar. Meowth is like, hey, stop that. T-Tar's ulting in. Come here. Oh no, it got it. Umbreon ulted. It traded a little bit. But that's a trade in the favor of DI hires. He just missed a snipe shot, but they're going to create some space. Uh-oh. Nope. Won't be able to get a KO here. E-Speed Lucario's going in. It's going to be ulting in. This Citra's going to have to back up. He's going to get bubble teamed here. Back up. Oh no, Meowth on the mean look. The game's like here to back you up. And so is Lapras. All right. Well, the objective is still there. They might still fight for it. They have vision on somebody. Lucario's... Uh-oh. He's been spotted. Wigglytuff's been in the back. There is the passive. Getting some damage in on Wigglytuff. Gonna get KO for his troubled. Uh-oh. Back up to the right. They're protecting their Decidueye. You'll find no victory here. That looks like he's gonna break that pad. Venusaur's too late. Reggie rock secure. Metagross gonna leash the Regieleki here. 30 seconds left to 2 minutes. We're at the end game now. All right, how does this team deal with Tyranitar? Let's keep an eye on him. Almost level 14. My God. All right. We have 2 snipers, so they're going to play a key role into poking, getting some damage, getting some vision. But conversely, these healings... Uh-oh, wait, hold on. That's a lot of damage. Citroën shotgunning that ult. It's fine. He got some good damage out. There's a snipe shot, but it's being healed off. As I was saying, snipers are going to play a pivotal role, but conversely, so are these healers. T-Tar's about to make his move. Oh my goodness. T-Tar's got his eyes on the prize. Step on him. Step on him. There goes Venusaur. Step on him. Who's next? Step on him. Yes. More. More. Give me more. All that remains is Metagross triple KO for T-Tar. And time to rip. T-Tar slowly moving in. That's a secure. Yep. The game is near over. They got a ground on buff, and they got the firepower to move anyone out of their way. They get to take this slow, too. They have a handsome lead. 328 to 191. They get to chill out. It's up to CCL to make a move. Meanwhile, Tyranitar's just going to get some ult charge. Meowth's waiting in the back. As soon as they leave, that's got a free score for them. 96 points. Digging their grave even further in. 6 feet under. Yep. There's the 96. They really have to make a move. E-Speed's not going to do too much against that bulky front line. Grass not to stall. Bubble Beam to stall. Meowth heading to the top. Decidueye heading towards the bottom. Lay Suppressive Fire. Ult, baby, ult. Yep, Suppressive Fire. Meowth coming in for the flank. Time to clean it up. Hey, you don't get to leave. Who do you think you are? You don't get to leave. KO! Now that is sending a message. Leave no one alive. Final score 424 to 191. DEI with a game 5 win. They've won this set. They've earned it. Final MVP gonna be IKEA shoes. He bought up the entire shore of their shoes. I don't even know if IKEA sells shoes. Anyway, 5 KOs, 5 assists, 80 overall rating. He picked up all the amulet coins on the floor to pay for all his shoes. Meowth, that's right. Good stuff. Timothy. Holding it down. Didn't care. It got invaded several times. It didn't matter. He doesn't scare. He was biding his time, and when it was time to become Tyranitar, he brought it down. He shut everything down. All those shields didn't matter anymore. Battle data, yep. 77k to just T-Tar. Pretty good stuff. Excellent shows. GG's to everyone. Let's see if we can get an interview with these guys. Granted, it is late. We'll be blessed if we get an interview. But we have got to try. Man, what a set. T-Tar was absolutely a good pick. They made it work. They made it work. High risk, high reward. It paid off. Let's see if they're interested in an interview, but they may or may not. But what do you guys think of the set? I loved every minute of it. This is what this is all about, like a competitive back and forth. This means something. This shows that this league is leveling up its game for each team. There should be a lot of game fives. That means the competition is tight.
Hello.
Oh, hey, man! Congratulations, you guys did well today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, man! I loved every minute of it. Game five? Oh man,
Yeah, those were really good games. Actually,
man,
we had to.
were you
Yeah.
guys expecting to go into a game five starting out, or did it just happen organically, man?
Well, we just focus on going game by game. We always look for winning actually, so we look for actually winning on 3 games. But we had a few changes on our roster. I had to play defender as well today. So we got to make some changes. But it went good. Like at the end, we managed to pick the picks that we like playing or we kind of feel comfortable on, and yeah.
So we're gonna be jumping around a bit because I have to remember everything that's happened. We've been here for a hot minute. We've been playing a lot of games, but we can start working backwards a little bit. So last draft, Timothy went Tyranitar. Was that the game plan all along at the end? You guys saw Metagross, Wigglytuff,
Yeah,
Umbreon. They're like, that's a lot of shields. They're gonna want to run at us. They're gonna think they're the shit. We don't want to deal with that. Bring out the T-Tar. What was the game plan here? What was the thought process? I gotta know.
yeah. So, um, well, getting to game 5, we see all the picks that were already taken and all the bans that we have. Um, Mainly Titar. It was a pick that Timothy just felt comfortable with at the end. He said that he wanted to run them down with Titar, and we just trusted on him. And it actually was a good game for Titar, considering that their main damage in their team was Metagross for the engage, and they were gonna play around that. So yeah, we just focused on getting him to level 9. We knew that our early game was gonna be rough, so we just played on not getting them over leveling in that sense, and then just play with Titer once he gets level 9. So yeah.
Props to you guys for like maintaining your composure. That T-Tar was getting invaded left and right, rightfully so. They have to slow down that mon any way possible. But T-Tar, it's like he's been through this all before.
Yeah,
So
I know. It was actually really hard because we had late scalers in bot lane and also on the jungle. so it was hard to get over Desi online and also Tita. But
Yeah, that was part of
yeah,
the
I mean,
that was part of the high risk because like the level curve for like the team was like a bit on the high side all throughout.
yeah, yeah. No, we knew that we were gonna start with the early game, but once we got like the level 7 on Desi, and I mean, there was one important moment actually in which they rotated top, and that's when I told Hoshi over Desi to go get the stacks on bottom. So that gave us a lot of momentum as well. So
All right, well, looking at all the games, well, outside of this one, any particular games that stood on your mind from the set? You guys want to discuss for a bit?
well, the only game that I can probably say was the third one. I think it was the third game where we lost secure against the Mimikyu.
Right.
We
All
just
right.
yeah,
Yes, I remember that one. So yeah, Mimikyu Shadow snuck into the ground on all the way from right
yeah,
field, all the way from the side,
yeah.
came
We
in
just
there
had
and
like
stole it, and that
yeah,
always stings.
we just had a bit of miscommunication there actually. One of them, one of us said like to kill, and the other one said to like secure, and we didn't use the abilities together. So that got us the like losing the secure on against the Mimikyu. But I mean, it's fine to be honest. Like we did really good in this game. This is the first time that we play with AJ and IKEA also, and the first time that I'm also going on defender for the team. So yeah, I mean, that's the only game that I would say that probably we could have talked a little bit better at the end.
Not bad, not bad. Well, I saw some of the banning strategies. So throughout the games, you guys are constantly banning Umbreon, and then I thought to myself, is they're setting something up. There's gonna be like a last game, and it happened. They're just gonna not ban somebody, and they're gonna take a key pick. That happened twice. So
Yeah,
CCL managed to do that to get Umbreon, but you guys managed to do that to get Reshiram.
yeah. I mean, actually, we got surprised that they did not ban the restaurant, so we just decided to go for it. We know the mon is really good right now, so we got a lot of value in there. We were kind of surprised on the ban for Umbreon. We don't think it's a mon that requires like a ban, to be honest. So we didn't really mind it if they were banning it or not. But yeah, the restaurant like leaving it out was kind of I don't know, like maybe that was a bad decision in their side.
That's probably like a comfort thing. And like Mean is like abysmal to deal with, but like you could have just an attacker just really focus on it, and like that's one way to deal with it. Or like
Yeah,
just let it get picked so it's out of the way. That's the other thing.
yeah. I mean, it depends on what
Yeah, it depends.
exactly
Yeah.
they. Yeah,
But yeah. Well, congratulations once again to
thank
DEI
you, man.
hires. What does the DEI
Yeah.
stand for? I'm curious.
Um, it stands for. Wait, actually, let me check.
It has to look it
this,
up.
this stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So
What?
diversity, equity, and
I'm
inclusion
not
hires.
typing in
Yeah,
all that in the VOD. So I'm gonna stick with DEI.
yeah. DI. Yeah, we got DI. That's
Well,
a
you
team
guys,
name.
well, you guys get to keep your jobs. You guys won't be fired. It was an intense peer
Yeah,
review, but you guys just made it. You guys start on
yeah.
Monday, 8 a.m. sharp. Be there.
Yes.
Well, as you guys know, this VOD will be set up on the various platforms under GX2 underscore Unite. Look forward to that. I'll start working on that right after this. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to be taking a bit of a break this week coming up. This is World, so you may have a watch party. We're going to have some in-houses tomorrow here in this league being hosted by Chrissy. I may or may not be doing commentary on that. We're going to have to wait and see. But look forward to that tomorrow. And yeah, you guys have a good night. And thanks for stopping by. Night, chat.
Thank you. Bye bye.